HQ podcast with no clever name. As you know, I promised in the first episode of this podcast that I would try to continually grow. And, the first step I thought was, why aren't I at least recording the video, right? The purpose of this presentation is just to present the audio, but, really there's no reason that more people shouldn't be able to see my beautiful face, you know what I mean? And read my ironic hats, Squidbillies hats, and things like that. I'll still publish the audio to SoundCloud and Stitcher and wherever else you guys ask me to publish it. And I don't think I'll always publish the video here. In fact, I may just start a second channel or put this on the MTG HQ Plays channel or something like that, so I don't have to clog up the feed with the podcast. But for now, I will shill to you to come over to SoundCloud and follow it so you get notified when I upload a podcast. And you can take me anywhere you go. Listen to me while you're in the shower, when you're laying in bed at night and you're having a little trouble falling asleep. You can tune in to the sultry sounds of your boy, Jeremy, from MTG headquarters. And today's episode, I'm going to try a little different format as well. I'm not going to talk about just one thing for a half an hour. I'm going to try to bounce around and cover a little of everything. So let's get, I think it's probably time for MTG News. So early this week on Monday, February 20th, we saw data down from Wizards that is probably set to signify the start of Modern Masters spoiler season. Now, I think I want to talk a little bit about what we saw in the unboxings or in the marketing pieces.
3, 2.
I thought it was curious that they rolled out Modern Masters and Amonkhet packaging. So they didn't have two separate articles. I thought that was interesting because Modern Masters is popular enough to stand alone. And this might be a classic HQ tinfoil hat idea, but I thought it was curious that Blake Rasmussen decided to publish both the Modern Masters packaging as well as the much later released Amonkhet. So Modern Masters comes out on March 17th, less than a month. And Amonkhet not till April, the end of April. So we've got March, April, well, two months and a week. And Modern Masters is 3 weeks away, but it has to share the spotlight with Amonkhet, which, again, is curious. I do think something funny is going on with Modern Masters 2017. I don't know what it is yet. Speculation is running rampant. I spent about 20-30 minutes on the phone today with Rudy as we bounced different conspiracy theories off each other. But neither one of us, we both admitted neither one of us really knew. I think the packaging looks great for Modern Masters. It's that classic Modern Masters blue. We have what is genuinely assumed as some new hip Noah's Arcade looking Snapcaster Mage on the box. The pack art we've seen features Grizzlebrand, Domri Raid, and then a $2 mythic 3-color angel that I can't think of the name of her right now. And this got a lot of people up in arms this week because pre-spoilers, this is the first thing we have. So everything is really speculative at this point. However, in the last few Modern Master sets, we saw Dark Confidant on the pack. We saw the cards that people really wanted to pull on the Modern Masters pack. If I look at the Modern Masters 2015 pack art, I'm searching the database. We had Karn, Noble Hierarch,
Gather tribute,
Vendilion Click. All these are very high value, $30, $40, $50 cards even currently. Now we're looking at a $10 to $12 promo that's been reprinted into Oblivion in Grizzlebrand, which people are excited about. I don't want to shit on that. But then Damirad, who cares? You know, yeah, it might be cool for draft. I think with Damirad and this angel, which is a 3-color angel, I believe, we may be in for one interesting conspiracy theory I'll share with you, is that there's some sort of crazy rare land cycle in this set. Because of all the multicolor we're seeing already, there could be something to that. No, I don't think it will be fetch lands. I think if it were fetch lands, that would actually kind of suck. Because if we want to see a good reprint of fetch lands, it has to come in like a standard legal set. It can't come in these limited print run sets because it won't do enough for the price of those staples or price of those cards to drive them down. That's the same problem I have when Wizards of the Coast goes and does a reprint of something everyone needs, but then they reprint it at Mythic. They're effectively completely destroying its power to really make a card affordable. Now, it does drop the price some, but had it been reprinted at Rare, things would be a lot better. Things like Wasteland. If they would have shifted that, to Mythic, it just would not have done very much. We also saw Ket Packard come out today. And if you're watching the video, I'm kind of looking at it on screen. If you're just listening to the podcast, if you just Google, Ket Packard, it's gold, very gold looking. We've got what to me is clearly several different gods. And I don't remember what video it was on, or if it was in a live stream or in Discord, but I remember waxing philosophic about the likelihood that we would see the return of gods in Amonkhet, and this certainly does add a little fuel to that speculative fire. They also showed what the pre-release kit would look like, as well as the bundle/fat pack. Interesting stuff. Like I said, essentially sharing the spotlight of Modern Masters. In fact, really 2/3 of this announcement is Amonkhet related, and Modern Masters is kind of relegated to just second fiddle, because they also spoiled the Amonkhet Planeswalker decks, which we can see now. We don't know the cards, but we see feature Gideon and Liliana. Is this some new Liliana? I noticed Liliana apparently, you can't see her tattoos anymore, but you can see her tattoos on the box art. I wonder if there's a more reason for that. We get more and more Gideon. I wonder if Wizards of the Coast has found that pushing Gideon is more effective than Jace. I mean, they had previously put Jace in everything. Here we see Gideon versus Liliana, or you might just be listening to that. But that's going to be in the new Planeswalker decks. I think the Planeswalker decks are an interesting product. Definitely better than intro packs, but they could be a little better. And now they've only had, 2 of them come out. So I hope that they improve their power a little bit. I want to see these Planeswalker decks be better. I know, one step away from FNM would be good. It doesn't have to be an FNM competitive deck, but let's see some better cards in them. Let's continue to push their power so that people can get a decent deck for $20, $30,
Love it.
The other big splash came out today, and if you're looking at the visual cast, you're seeing them. If you're not, you're just hearing about them, of course. And that is the fact that we're going to have full art lands in Amonkhet. The interesting thing they did was to limit them to actually try and make them rare. So we're going to have the regular land cycle, and then 1 in every 4 packs we're going to have a full art land. What does that tell you? I'm not sure. I mean, they want to try to replace value with full arts. When there was a full art in every pack, they didn't retain any value, maybe. What it tells me is foil versions of these lands will be very expensive. Common theme of them, they're all beautiful. A variety of artists in here. No Therese Nielsen, John Avon, but they're all very good looking. One thing that is kind of polarizing is you see Nicol Bolas's horns in all 5 of them, and to me, I don't like them. It actually makes them feel the same to me. But I am not an appreciator of art other than just like basically on the ultimate superficial level. So I'm not entirely sure my opinion is, well, I know for a fact my opinion is irrelevant when it comes to art. In fact, it's irrelevant when it comes to a lot of things. But I thought that the art does really embrace a water theme, a plains theme, a forest theme. Mountains are like the biggest stretch probably. Swamp is very clearly in a swamp. Overall, really like them. As I said on Twitter, by the way, absolutely do not follow me on Twitter at MTG Headquarters because you'll probably regret it. But I talked about how, yes, full art lands are cool, but, you know, they're really not special anymore. Let's just kind of get over that. Let's make all art, all sets have full art lands. I mean, you're not really talking about much of an increase in cost here. And really, I mean, everyone likes them better. I don't care. I mean, we just had them in Battle for Zendikar, Ultimate Gatewatch, and we're already reprinting them again in Amonkhet. We took only 1 set off. So, I mean, let's just put them in every pack. There's really no point in putting them in 1 out of 4 unless you're legitimately trying to create fake rarity or fake field goals. If you pay a full nothing, but at least I got a full art land, that's probably what it is. Because, you know, Wizards of the Coast, they love to evoke feeling, right? I mean, the feels, they're all about the feels over the reels. We know this. And some people appreciate that. I, on the other hand, am not a huge fan of the feels over the reels. So I thought pretty crazy news, along with my crazy hair that you may be seeing. But, you know, for this week's cast, there's a lot to talk about. I feel like I have a unique opinion about these things, even though literally everybody and their mother has done screen capture videos going over these product releases or fancy PowerPoints. Overall, all good stuff. I think a little nervous about Modern Masters, and I talked about it in this week's video for the curious case of Modern Masters 2017. And I can guarantee nobody listens to this podcast and doesn't watch my videos, at least currently. But if you missed that one, I talk about a couple of interesting things that I find interesting. I would love to get your feedback on. All right. Well, I think now we have a moment. Let's pause for a moment and make time for a mini HQ rant. It's not often. Most people actually think I'm much angrier than I really am. Even people that work with me on a daily basis. I definitely have some resting bitch face. I mean, that is certain. And a lot of people talk to me about, you know, they'll say, oh, you look angry or whatever. They'll look at my tweets and they'll say like, oh, damn, dude, HQ's fucking pissed. But that's not really, I'm very rarely that mad about things. But one thing that really kind of grinds my gears is when people, you know, I definitely am skewing a little bit to the more criticizing things versus I lean more towards the critical side of things than the pure hype train, because I feel like everybody and their mother and brother and their sister's uncle are out there suckling at the Watsy teat, providing a nonstop hype train for people. So I try to be a bit of a contrarian. I try to recognize things when they're good, and maybe I don't do a good job of that. But I get called out, specifically today, I got called out a little bit about like, hey, you're so negative, HQ. Something definitely changed when I was kind of dumping on the new Modern Master set. But here's the thing. Here's the thing people, some people don't always get. Most of you get it. You have to judge sets like Modern Masters. You have to put them under a separate microscope or look at them through a different lens. You can't just say, wow, Grizzlebrand's getting reprinted. That's awesome. Like, so many hypologists do that and then get stuck there. But I'm looking at it from a consumer standpoint. Hey, you just paid $10 and you got the pack art chase rare and it's worth $2. Feels good, man. Like, I am not excited about Grizzlebrand in this set unless it's at rare. If Grizzlebrand is a mythic, that's a dud mythic in my opinion, at a $9.99 MSRP. It's very easy to get excited about things like online chat when people are like, jizz, oh, there's full art lands, this is so great. Yeah, full art lands are cool, but I'm like looking at it through a different lens here where, okay, you gave us full art lands, but now you made them 1 in every 4 packs. What's the point of that? And so it's easy to get caught up just completely enveloping the teeth that is WotC, the mothership, in nonstop hype. But not enough people believe in healthy criticism. And I do admit that sometimes my criticism tends to get a little too often, a little too negative, and I think, if anything, this podcast has kind of made me self-analyze a little bit more. And I'm going to try to at least counterweigh the negative posts with some positive posts, because there are good things to the Modern Masters set. It's not all doom and gloom. There are a lot of things to be worried about, to be concerned about with Modern Masters. You know, is Wizards going to use it as a vehicle to just finally kill off Modern? Is it going to be great? You know, it's like they can't win, right? It's getting pre-sold $60 under MSRP, and I don't know what the heck to even think about that. But at the same point, why would I complain about that, right? What the best case scenario is, the set is great. It sells for, you know, $180 to $200, and it's widely available. And there, everybody wins. But it's easy to forget that, you know, these packs are $10 each. Like, I'm looking at whatever they're reprinting, and I'm collecting, calculating EV. I'm thinking about you guys and gals. I'm thinking about the people that have to buy the packs. I'm thinking about the people that have to make the tough decision that, yes, life isn't that bad if you're buying $10 packs of Magic cards. We all agree, all right? We play a hobby. It's great. But the reality is we make choices with our money, and these Modern Masters packs better damn well be worth the $10 price tag or close to it. And that's the lens that I look through things. So don't be so overly positive all the time, I think, is the key. I mean, you don't want to be too negative. You don't want to get into my territory a little bit. But you can't just... The days are gone of just being thankful this card game exists. I mean, it's owned by Hasbro, multi-billion-dollar international corporation. Magic the Gathering is not going anywhere. It's totally understandable, totally well within your right to criticize things about the game. It doesn't make you a hater. It shows that you love the game more. I think by healthy criticism, always keeping people on their toes, is what makes the game stay great. And if they're not hearing, if all they hear is about how great everything is, that's far more dangerous. All right, let's shift gears into a little Magic the Gathering story time. And now this is definitely an interesting story, a clickbait story. Not a clickbait story, a clickable story. Something I would have loved to share for episode like 100. But I'm also very interested in getting people over here to the podcast on SoundCloud or on the Magic the Gathering headquarters, MTG headquarters website. I don't want to keep publishing these videos to YouTube. I want to keep them kind of its own thing. So it's just a different way to enjoy each other. So we're going to jump into story time. This story time is going to be about the history of MTG headquarters and the Mana Source. Okay, it is finally here, the full story. And you are being rewarded for hanging around to the end of the podcast. You're just staring at the side of my head. on video format right now. But again, the videos probably won't stay around. So a lot of people are always wondering, like, why do you hate Wedge so much? Why do you hate Wedge so much? What's going on? Why do you hate him? Why do you always bust his balls? And to be honest, I really don't hate the guy. I don't really hate anybody. There's very few people in the world that I hate. I'm highly critical of him because I don't agree with a lot of things he says and a lot of things he's done. And I can guarantee you that feeling is mutual. But to understand why I'm so rough on that kid is because we started out as friends. I had an established channel when I first met this kid, and we got along fine. We did a few live streams. We talked on Skype one night for like a couple of hours. We share some of the same physical ailments. We both have IBS. And I don't think we talked about it at that time. Of course, I don't make a habit of whining about my IBS all the time. Zing! Maybe one day, maybe for episode 100, I'll tell you all the story of how I once shit my pants in a Walmart. And that was in the last 2 years. But anyway, I digress. I don't remember. This is so many years ago. I don't remember how we ended up really on opposite sides of things. It all kind of started with this private Facebook group of MTG content creators. So you get a bunch of egos in there, and everyone, naturally starts picking sides and things. And it's really a kind of a toxic place to be in this Facebook group. And Lord knows that I certainly push buttons, right? I certainly am no saint myself. And there was something where I don't remember if this is exactly where it kicked off, but it was another content creator had been kind of shit on by another content creator who's really no longer relevant. Neither one of them really make videos anymore that I know of. But a much larger content creator and a much smaller content creator were having a spat. I think it was Absolute MTG and Mr. Lubufu. I stood with Mr. Lubufu against Absolute MTG. Again, now, this all seems so trivial. And whatever that kid's name is, Nick or something like that, whatever. I forget what his name is, Adam, Nick or something. I've never even talked to him directly, I don't think. And I certainly don't hold anything against him. It's so stupid, right? Well, this is like teenage drama, bunch of kids. To me, it's kind of fun to push people's buttons, but really, finding an enemy in this community is what a lot of us creators do to motivate us to grow, right? Funny anecdote: one of the first times I ever talked to Anthony or whatever, Wedge. He proudly proclaimed that he had all of us other content creators on a whiteboard, all of our subscribers. Like, he was obsessed with subscribers and views, growing his channel, getting big. I liked that. I thought, hey, here's somebody that kind of thinks the same way I do, although I don't obsess over subscribers. Subscribers are pretty much worthless. I mean, if you had 10 subscribers but you were getting 50,000 views per video, you'd be a lot happier than someone with 150,000 subscribers getting 10 views a video, right? So, or maybe not, but practically, economically speaking, views are what matter, not subscribers. I think there was that, and then of course everyone was shit-talking everyone else, myself included, right? There was kind of a divide-driven, then there was like another secret Facebook group where they would get together and they would shit-talk me, Kevin and Wedge and McQuacks, all these people. So we started to kind of hate each other a little bit there. And I hold no ill will against any of these people because I know everyone's just being petty. In fact, McQuacks and I would say, have buried that hatchet. You know, he doesn't care for me. I really nothing him. I mean, I think his videos were funny. He stopped making videos, but whatever. You know, I think about him. This is the first time I thought about that guy in probably 3 years, right? There are a couple of main things that happened. One was really my failed Game Finder app. And I had a Kickstarter for an app that would help Magic players find other Magic players or whatever games, hence the Game Finder. And during my fundraising stage, he was actively discouraging other content creators from helping me promote it, whether indirect or he would intimidate them, threaten them. I was not a part of these personal chats, but several content creators told me about it. It all came to a head when Kevin from Dirium's did a promotional video and they got into it, right? A lot of you don't even know this. Dirium's has since rage quit the Magic community, making Pokemon videos. Good for him. He's got some deep-seated issues, but, you know, I always considered him a friend until he rage quit the community and told everyone to unsubscribe from me for some crazy reason.